I'm just very anal about that stuff sometimes. I just can't help myself.
Man, that was a great sentence to start the video on.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize.
No, don't worry about it. It was a surprise start, like I usually do with co-commentators.
Oh, snap. Great. I've already made a good impression on your fans.
They don't come to my channel for quality.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, this is Kevin, aka GoldenTalesGeek, for those who are wondering who the heck this is. If you haven't seen my channel, I've done a couple gaming races with a few Skype pals, you know, and Mega Man 2 and Super Mario World, the SNES version. I'm planning on doing some LPs of my own. I just can't be arsed to do them yet. I've been doing practice recordings mostly, but, you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm very particular about what I want. I don't know, I'm maybe too much of a perfectionist for my own damn good.
Maybe just a little bit.
I don't know, maybe I should just, it's just, there's so many things I really want to do with my LPs. Like, I've come up with an idea, like, I want to kind of do something similar to what Lucagen's been doing with her LPs, or at the end of her videos, there's like a little thing like subscribe and whatnot, but not like we're showing video footage of the next video. I'm not quite that ambitious. And just being like subscribe, you know, comment, all that, and also have music playing in the background while it's playing. But the only difference is the music that would be playing would be based off of whatever I'd be rambling about in my commentary in that particular video. Like, if I was rambling about a particular, like, Doctor Who story I liked, I could have the Doctor Who theme playing as credits music, and I'd have to make sure I'd put, like, no copyright infringement intended, you know.
Yeah.
And whatnot, because I don't want to be cited kind of like Chugga was.
Oh hey, this lava doesn't actually harm me.
Yeah, lava, if I recall correctly, my Metroid lore correctly, lava doesn't harm you once you get the gravity suit, so...
Well, there's acid that harms you, but lava like this doesn't, and I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
What is this?
What is what?
I found a hole in the wall.
Oh, yeah, I saw a Pico in this room once in one of his streams a few months ago. I think it leads to, like, a couple missile tanks or something.
Well...
Or no, I'm wrong. It leads to a power-up.
Well, I should probably explain this to you, since I haven't actually uploaded my first video on this yet. This is a randomized Super Metroid playthrough.
Okay, fair enough.
The grapple beam isn't supposed to be here, as you probably already know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the hell's the grapple beam doing here?
Every power-up, aside from maybe the first missile, well, not the first missile tank, but the Morph Ball and the Morph Ball bombs, every power-up aside from those two have been randomized. Completely.
What? Is this some kind of ROM hack, then?
Technically. I used a program and it just made the ROM for me.
Ah, okay, fair enough. By the way, if I sound kind of different to you, Giga, it's because I got a new
You don't sound that different.
webcam recently, and the mic built into it actually has noise-canceling properties, which I have on.
You don't sound that different.
Really? I probably sound a little bit clearer, although I had the mic all the way up, and one of my friends said that it sounded really blaring, so I kind of turned it to halfway, and it seemed to work for him, so...
Well, to be honest, I haven't actually talked with you in a while.
True, but I've since gotten a new webcam and a new joystick for my computer, so I've been... And also probably a new computer, because... My old computer I was in the middle of a Skype call with my friend Nick, who was trying to call before we started this little excursion. And we were talking about stuff, and I was kind of editing some video game music for like a video project I was thinking of doing, and all of a sudden my computer just died on me right in the middle of it, and I was like, oh shit. And so I tried turning it on and stuff, and it sounded like it was running, but the monitor wasn't turning on stuff, so I wondered what was going on. And so I just decided to rely on my laptop for computing purposes, and stuff. And
laptops generally aren't...
to see what was up.
Laptops generally aren't that great.
Yeah, well, this was a laptop I'd had since 2006, so... It
was doubly not great.
And plus it had Windows Vista on it.
Oh god. not
my
Windows
brother
Vista.
upgraded it from Windows XP, although frankly I think he should have just kept it at XP, because he tried upgrading it to 7 and it wouldn't work with the sound card, so he figured screw it.
How much you want to bet that the speed booster isn't here?
I'm willing to bet nothing because I'm not a gambling man. But anyway, and so I needed my computer to... Oh, Ice Beam. That's different.
I don't know what to feel.
It's like Logic Bomb does not compute.
The Ice Beam.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I'll be harmed by the lava, so...
Yeah. Anyway, but as I was saying, and so my brother's really good with computers, so I took it over to him. I went down to this town in Royal Oak, which is about a half hour from where I live, and just took it down to him. And we were going to visit him anyway because I wanted to get some stuff, and I wanted to get stuff anyway, like my new joystick and whatnot. And we took it to him, and he. This was back in December, mind you, and he just kind of poked at it, and he eventually diagnosed it as basically the whole computer just up and died. So that same day, we went to this computer store down the road from his house called Micro Center, which is really good. It has really good deals on computer stuff. I'll put it to you this way: they actually have like 32 gigabyte micro SDs for a lot cheaper than most Office Macs would sell them at. That's how good the prices are. Yeah, so we went and I looked at we looked up at what computer I would want, just to make sure, and we knew that we wanted something a little more high end than the one I had before, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was also very keen to make sure I had one with Windows 7 because I was a little reticent about giving Windows 8 a try.
Yeah, my mom has Windows 8, and it's not as good as Vista in her opinion.
Okay, but hey, anything, I think, although personally I prefer 7, but, please don't.
I much prefer 7 over, I had XP and then I had 7. I much prefer 7.
No, I had XP and then my old computer had Vista on it, and then my brother upgraded it to 7, and I much prefer 7 over so far.
What the fuck is with all these energy tanks?
I don't know, maybe they're taking pity on you. I'm surprised you haven't found any reserve tanks yet.
This is less taking pity on me and more...
On the grapple beam, when I was watching people stream this game, that's where he found one of the reserve tanks, but he hadn't randomized it or anything. It was actually me. Now now there's the speed booster!
Where were you when I was looking for you? Of course, right here.
But yeah, so yeah, it was just we found this really good HP one with like a 1 terabyte hard drive and stuff, and basically, we went to Micro Center, we found luckily, we were lucky, it was the last one they had in stock of that particular one. And he took it home, and we left it at his house so he could customize it how I wanted it, with all the programs and such, and all the games I had on my old computer. And he also even salvaged my old computer's hard drive and basically
that's exactly what I expected
from my computer, so I have like an additional 300 some odd gig of memory. So I could put video files or whatever on there, so I don't have them taking up space on this computer's regular hard drive. So, but unfortunately, he couldn't salvage any of the music and stuff that I had on that hard drive because basically the hard drive had basically. I think it just it scrambled all the data so badly that it couldn't be. He basically had to wipe the whole thing.
That's unfortunate.
So I basically had to re-download all the crap I had on there, from all my Doctor Who audios to just everything. It was just nuts. But luckily I had Google Chrome, so I could sync my bookmarks. So I had all the sites where I download most of my stuff bookmarked on there, so I could just go back and download most of the stuff. Heck, I don't think I've even finished downloading everything that I have. Like, I mean, the Doctor Who stuff, obviously, I have. In fact, I just one of the new audios that came out today, like this afternoon. Like, I got it off their website. So, I mean, I'm giving them some of my money, so they can keep continuing making these awesome stories with the classic Doctors. You know, but but anyway, and but you know, most of the video game music I had, like Metroid Prime and all that stuff, that mostly is like either out of print or stuff you can't get here in the States. I had to like go on all the other sites and find. I'm just glad I found the soundtracks. I'm especially glad I found new versions of, or copies of, were these like arranged soundtracks for the Mega Man Zero games, because those were really hard to find even online. So I really was very proud of myself for actually finding those, because I really loved the music in Mega Man Zero, and I just loved the arrangements, and I just wanted to get them.
I hear you, man.
Because yeah,
Mega Man Zero's music is pretty
really hard as Mega Man games go, but I just love the music. It just, you know, especially love this track called like Crash or something like that. I think it plays during the first boss fight of the first game. I love that track. It's just got this nice rhythm to it that just really pumps me up.
Sound like that?
I don't know. I'd say the tune, but I don't really want it. I mean, I don't want to punctuate your I don't know if this was NLP or not, or just maybe just a random run in more ways than one. So to speak, I'm bragging there. But you know, but let me see if I can find it here. I'll just play it a little bit here. But I'm talking about like this track here.
Oh, the golem fight.
Yeah, that one.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the track is called Crash.
Yeah, I was thinking of the boss fight after that for some reason, where you have to save the guys from the Crusher.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Aztec Falcon, I believe his name was.
Although I do also love the rearrangement they did for Zero's theme on this soundtrack. They did it with like an electric guitar riff. It's fantastic. I played it for a friend of mine who's really, and my friend Nick, who's really into the Mega Man X series, and he was like, "Wow, that is awesome." He hasn't really played the Mega Man Zero series, so.
He should.
I know he should. Oh, another friend is eyeing me. It's I don't know if you've heard of he's kind of a little-known Let's Player. He calls himself Levy the Amish Man, but
Nah, never heard of him.
Yeah, I actually met him on Formspring of all places. We both followed Pico back when he had a Formspring account. I don't know if he still has it or not now, since Formspring kind of announced it was closing, and now it's not. So, he and I kind of bonded over our love of Pico and our disdain for like the latest FPS games like Call of Duty and whatnot. So nothing like disdain to bond two people together, right? Anyway, and so we exchanged Skype info, and he's been kind of giving me advice on what to do with LPs and whatnot. So, and you know, suggestions on what I could do with commentary and whatnot. So, and also trying to find my own style. So,
I'd say your own style is the most important thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of just doing a rambling geeky style, because that's kind of like, because if you've seen how I write on my blog, it's kind of just very stream of consciousness.
And how you're talking right now too.
And the way I'm talking, yeah. Well, it's mostly due to my Asperger's stuff. So, you know,
it happens.
Just trying to find my style, and while playing some random games here and there, just while I'm recording, and it's just I get so nervous that I just close up. I need someone to. It's almost like I need someone to play off of, you know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I have an idea. Game, you're very kind.
What gave you like
plasma beam?
Oh yeah, plasma beam. I love the plasma beam. So good.
Plasma beam is the best beam.
I love it. I love how it sounds in Metroid Fusion. That noise. I love that noise. Especially when you charge it up and it lets out these like big green streams of light that just.
Unfortunately, I do not have the charge beam yet.
Wow.
In its place was the space gem.
Wow, that's it. That I was in fact, I was kind of wondering, like, how can you? In fact, when I saw you, like your screen, I'm like, how can you have the gravity beam this early?
I actually beat Kraid.
Gravity beam would be an interesting concept for Metroid.
Gravity beam. I beat Kraid, and I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't the gravity suit.
Do you have the Varia suit, or no?
I do not have the Varia suit.
Wow, so you got the gravity suit before you got the Varia. That is just real.
And I still need one more energy tank before I could survive a brain blast from Mother Brain.
Cool.
And I still don't have any power bombs.
You made that Mario TKO ROM hack, right? Or am I thinking?
No, you're thinking of Despari's Girl.
I'm trying to remember which one you did that.
Wacky World.
Wacky
World.
Wacky World. That's it. I knew it was something. I knew it was one of those two. My brain, because I'm explaining to my friend Levy, like who I'm talking to again, just to clarify. If you hear my typing, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Like I said, they don't come here for quality.
Okay, fair enough.
I wish I had the wave beam too. I mean, it'd be nice, but it's not necessary. Plasma goes through enemies, apparently, but not walls.
Well, yeah.
Let's see if I can find some power bombs over here.
Yeah, I like power bombs.
I would greatly prefer some power bombs. I just came out of a power bomb door.
Wow. Looking for power bombs and you just came out of a door that only they can open. That's irony for you.
You know what? I intended it that way.
Fair enough. I don't know what to say to that.
Now, this room usually contains power bombs.
Okay. I hate those plant things. It's like Audrey 2 or something. It's crazy.
What do you know, power bombs?
What a coinky dink.
That wasn't randomized enough, I guess.
Fair enough.
Those plants, you just have to let them eat you. Just let them have their fill, and then when they let you go, they let you go.
Eat and drink your fill. I'm being silly.
Make all the references you want, yo. Whether I understand them or not, there's still references. There's still.
I was trying to imitate Dracula, but yeah, probably failed.
Actually, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Now that I have any idea what you're talking about.
Watching the old Universal version of Dracula with Bela Lugosi, so you know that's my impression of Dracula. I bid you welcome. I don't drink wine. You know, that kind of broad Romanian accent.
I forget what breaks this, but I think it's. Yeah, I'm right.
Power bombs! Anyway, sorry.
More super missiles.
I just love how excited Pico got when he got the power bombs in his Metroid Zero Mission LP. Just like, power bombs! And he says it like Arnold Schwarzenegger would. It's hilarious. I haven't really watched much of Pico's stuff lately, though. I mean, he's been. I mean, the last LP I saw him finish up was that, one for that Goosebumps game that he was doing, just as a way to kind of get back into the swing of things. And man, those things don't want to let up, do they?
Well, they had a grabber enemy coming out of them, so...
Yeah, those little grabber things, I mean, that's what I was getting at.
That's actually the first time a grabber has actually grabbed at me for this entire run.
And we find the next door.
Through the next door, we find crabs.
Well, I was gonna make a joke, but I figured it'd be in poor taste.
Nothing's in poor taste on my channel.
Yeah, true, but you know, it's me. I'm used to just talking to other people who are a bit prudish at times, so I just try
You
to.
mean like me?
You're not that. You don't seem that prudish, but I'm talking about like other friends. I have friends other than you, Giga.
Well, yeah, of course you do. Everyone does.
But yeah, pardon me. Should have got a glass of water, but oh well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sometimes I just talk so much my throat gets all dry, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to make sure I get a glass of water if I like a tab on hand in case if I do decide to do a live stream on Twitch tonight. You know.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Another energy tank.
Yeah. And Tony said he was gonna try and help me out with setting it up. I mean, I just installed like XSplit last night, so he said OBS is crap. You shouldn't use it. So I uninstalled OBS, even though I had it installed on there. And basically, looked up XSplit and installed that.
Well,
so.
XSplit is a good program.
I'm sure it'll run pretty well with the high-end computer I have, because it's got like the big gigabyte processor and whatnot. So. But I mean, I don't want to stream in too high quality in case like someone is watching my stream that has a crappy computer, so they'll still be able to follow. You know. You know, I mean, I probably won't be able to please everyone. I know that much. But
you can never please everyone.
Yeah, I know.
It's just not a goal that can happen. Don't even try.
I'm not going to. I mean, I'm not looking to please anyone. I just want to kind of mess around and play a few PC games and maybe play some games on my emulators and whatnot. You know, while I'm streaming.
If you want to please anyone, please yourself. The most important thing is to have fun with it.
Exactly. In fact, one of the games I'm thinking of streaming is like a game I've been playing a lot of recently called Torchlight.
I think I've heard of that game.
Yeah, it plays kind of like Diablo, but it's a little bit different, and it's kind of fun actually. I mean, my friend actually told me it was on GOG.com for free, and that I should take the opportunity to get it. So I decided.
I think I've heard of Diablo.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
But yeah. Oh boy, Phantoon Battle.
Phantoon's not that tough.
He tripped me up a few times when I was younger, but then again, this game was like my first Metroid game, so yeah.
Plus, I've got the gravity suit and the what do you call it? Plasma beam. I'm pretty sure I'm going to win.
I'll grant you that.
Oh wait.
Yeah, super missiles.
The plasma beam can't hurt him.
Well, you got super missiles.
I do. Open your damn eye. I said open your damn eye. That's open.
Open wide. I don't know why I kind of like the noise it makes when you hit him. It's that. I don't know why that noise is just funny to me.
So he has a programmed defense against super missiles. Whenever I hit him with the super missile, he does this attack.
I'll keep that in mind. I wonder how he'd react to a power bomb, but I think I'd.
About that. I'm gonna use a power bomb against. I can't even remember his name.
Crocomire?
Yes, Crocomire.
This is the first boss that came to mind because I remember when I first fought Crocomire and when I first played Super Metroid on a friend of mine's Super Nintendo a few years back.
And you
Magic
use Power Bomb on him.
Window, right? Anyway, and like I said, it was my first time playing a Metroid game, and I was just totally surprised when I saw that moment where, you know, where I finally managed to push him into the acid, and I just saw the skin melting off him. So I was like, "Good lord!" And Nintendo allowed this. And I was just like, "Okay." I'm surprised that the rating. I'm surprised there wasn't a rating on this game already. You know, because, you know, I think it came out in like '94 before the rating system was implemented. So it was just like, you know, if this was rated, it'd probably be like T for teen or something with that kind of graphic. And then, as if that's not enough, I was going to go in the opposite direction just because he told me to do that. All of a sudden, Crocodile's skeleton comes back, and I'm like, oh, great. Now I gotta fight the skeleton, and then it just crumbles into dust. I'm like, okay!
Yeah, that's the general reaction. So by my count, that was 4 super missiles and 1 regular missile.
Not bad. But still, I'm like,
And 4 energy tanks.
I kind of had a feeling Metroid was kind of one of Nintendo's darker franchises anyway, especially since, from what I hear, the first one kind of took its cue from the first Alien movie.
It did.
Yeah, so, but just the fact that it just that happened, just with Crocomire, and seeing just all this stuff melt off him, and then the skeleton comes back and just trying to attack you, and it crumbles into dust. I was like,
yeah, just Crocomire. You don't even need to say anything else. Just Crocomire.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. It's just like, how did Nintendo get away with that and not have people pitching a fit?
I can see how they did it.
I mean, granted, this is a 16-bit game, but you know, if they tried to do that, rendering that in a 3D Metroid game, they probably would have gotten them for mature or something, if that. But
no, it's called Parents Don't Pay Attention to the Games Their Kids Play.
Yeah, fair enough. Of course, nowadays, you know, with the Grand Theft Auto games and whatnot, it's just like, you know, it's just instead, you know, they get those games to shut the kids up, and they're like, okay, I'll get it for you. And I'm just like, you know, where were you guys where were the parents that actually complained about the violence in video games? Where
are they when you bought this game for your son?
Yeah.
For your 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know any better.
Yeah, well, or he knows better, it's just that he just knows that his parents are pretty much will buy anything to shut him up. You know? And I swear, when I have if I have kids, hopefully, sometime, you know, or if my brother Owen decides to get cracking and bless me with a few nieces or nephews, I'll just be like, I'm just gonna start them with the regular regular kid-friendly stuff, and saying like and also I'm sure that if they get their kids get them into games, they'll probably do the same thing. You know.
Well,
because they have pretty much common sense. And in fact, my sister-in-law Melissa is adamant that any kids she plays are not going to play Grand Theft Auto before they're 18.
I see your point.
If they decide to play.
I see your point entirely, but I wouldn't do it the same way.
Fair enough. But
what I would do. Sorry, go ahead.
But it's just, I'd rather just start them on the stuff that's a little more, like...
Stuff that you know isn't going to scar them for life, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Although, granted, I was 9 when I first played Chrono Trigger, and seeing Lavos kind of... yeah, we were good. Not necessarily scarred me, but he kind of just...
Scarred the time, yep.
He did crap out of me a few times, yeah. But then again, it was also my first exposure to a JRPG, so it was probably also my first exposure to anything related to cosmic horror. So, so as far as I was concerned, it was probably something comparable. It would probably be something comparable to another kid my age experiencing Cthulhu.
Hey, hey, a breakable wall.
You were gonna say?
I was gonna say I'd start out with, well, NES, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Getting at like with NES, like Super Mario Brothers, maybe the original Legend of Zelda, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Specifically, I would start them off with Mario 1 on the NES, and I'd be like, hey, have fun, and I wouldn't do anything. I'd let them have fun.
And if they were having trouble, I'd say, well, here's a little tip for you.
No, not even. If not even. Like when I was 4 and I started playing Mario 1, I ran into the first Goomba for hours on end.
Oh, you didn't know how to jump.
You're right, I didn't know how to jump. And I didn't care that I didn't know how to jump.
See, I kind of almost self-taught myself by watching what my brothers did when playing the games. So, and that's also like how I learned, that's also kind of how I learned how to play through through games like Monkey Island, was watching them play through it and seeing how they did it and kind of emulating them a little bit. I mean, it's probably a bit of a cheat that way, but,
A little bit.
Although, I will admit there are some cases where it did trip me up because, like the sword fighting insult stuff in Monkey Island kind of tripped me up for the longest time until I realized that you really had to really think about, what the context in which the insults are presented and also the comebacks and all that. So that was like my first, experience with, kind of that verbal bantering kind of humor that I had to just basically think outside the box for that, but other than that, I could figure out pretty much everything.
That kind of humor is a little more advanced than the intelligence level I'm thinking of.
Like I said, Asperger's. I mean, I was a kid who, at the age of, I think it was 2 or 3 or something, or I can't remember exact age, but apparently my parents and I were all sitting on the porch, and my dad was eating a bag of chips, and I remember the exact kind of chips. It was Lay's sour cream and onion. That's how good my memory is. And I just decided to kind of walked over to look at the chip bag, and I was just looking at the nutrition facts, and I just pointed at it and I went, cholesterol, and then I went back to my seat and sat down. And my dad actually had to flip it behind. He's like, "Where do you see that?" And then there was another time.
What? Are you seeing this? That's someone's face.
I think that's from an emoticon from Twitch or something. I don't know exactly the name of the emoticon though.
Ah, it's supposed to come from below. Okay.
But anyway, and there's another time when apparently my mom said there was a time when I was lying back on my back because she was going to change my diaper, and I abruptly say Sears, and she's asking me where I put that, where I saw that, and I point to a little tag that's hanging off her shorts. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't shut me up. I see a sign and I just read it. McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah,
I was just
as a little one is wont to do.
Yeah, I was one of those kids. Oh God, it was crazy. I mean, I'm getting better about it though. I've gotten better about it, obviously, but still, it's just sometimes it's just my brain just doesn't know when to stop sometimes. Maybe I'm just perfect for LPs then. If I can have that kind of brain where it fires on all cylinders at times. I don't know.
You might want to work on your yeah.
Yeah, I can't help it. That's how I talk sometimes. I've been trying to work on that a little bit, but it's just my brain is just. I get into a routine with certain phrases that I know are comfortable to say, and it's just.
Yeah, everyone has that sort of thing where they're trying to think of what to say next, and they have a word that they say repeatedly. For some people, they swear. For some people, they stutter like I do. For some people, it's just whatever.
It's just so rote with my brain, it's just, I can't help it.
Anyways, the video has been going on for 34 minutes and, 34 and a half minutes.
Wow. And I've been talking through most of it.
You've been talking through all of it, and it's been fun.
Yeah. So I'm sorry if I couldn't let you get a word in edgewise, but
I got lots of words in, actually.
okay, fair enough.
And now SNES Nanax isn't responding, so I'm going to stop this video and let it process. YouTube, I will see you in the next one.
Probably not without me. We'll see.
Probably.